Peace. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Derek Muhammad, formerly Derek Hopkins of Estill, South Carolina. Born and raised right here in Hampton County. So, let's get back into it. This is an unfolding saga of injustice that's perpetrated right here in Hampton County, South Carolina, by some of the most prominent figures in the county. In this episode, we're diving into the courtroom again, where our attorney, Fearless Ittriss Jenkins, takes the reins. I named him Fearless Ittriss Jenkins. He has won another case here in the county, actually in Allendale County, where he had a unanimous jury decision overturned by a judge, and then they recused themselves and moved it to a different county. That sound familiar? Follow along. Anyhow, all right, folks, get ready for some real legal action. Remember, Bud Ferry, the very same magistrate judge, he's a judge as well in Estill, South Carolina, who claims to represent the state only and leases land belonging to a entity that was in a trust who he is not the trustee of, and he contradicts everything that he told the WSCs back in July of 2021. So, without any further ado, I'm going to jump right in here and let's hear the facts for yourself. So, here we go.
I need things to court. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ferry, what is your profession?
I'm an attorney.
How long have you been an attorney?
For 30 years.
So, do you usually practice in probate?
No.
You don't usually practice in probate?
Occasionally, I'm a small town lawyer. I practice in a lot of places.
Okay. So, when you said that you went before Judge Smith and he made 2 orders,
Right.
is there another process that occurred after that?
There's been a lot of process after that.
Your Honor, may I approach? Can you tell the court what that is?
This is your intent to appeal that was you filed after the second order.
And can you flip to the next page and tell me what is that page?
It appears to be a certificate of filing or service. I can't tell.
So that's basically a filing of service which shows that my client filed an appeal on this case.
Right.
Can you flip it to the last page for me, please?
Now, while this is going, I want you to take into account he never answers the questions to the affirmative. And I know an attorney, that's something that y'all do. I'm not knocking you guys, but pay close attention here now. He pretends that he has no clue what this procedure is, and he's a judge in Estill.
Can you tell me what that is? This is the notice of a hearing for July 17th.
Of what date?
2023.
And the hearing says, if I'm reading properly, you can correct me. Motion to appeal the case Derek Hopkins versus Johnny Gordon was added to the motion roster 7/17/2023 at 10 a.m. Is that what you're reading?
Yes.
So this is saying that the appeal has not been resolved because it hasn't even been heard yet.
The appeal is pending.
The appeal is pending.
Right.
So you hear that? So he said it hadn't been resolved. That means it's pending. Pay attention, people. This is very important.
Okay. I think that's kind of the same as it hasn't been heard.
Sure.
Can you do me a favor? At the bottom of the page on 1, can you read to the court the last sentence of that first paragraph? I have it highlighted.
Parties must comply with requirements of Rule 621308.
So it's saying that that's something that has to be complied with. Is that right, Your Honor? I want to add this as Defendant's Exhibit A. If you can
That's an instruction on the form.
That's an instruction on the form.
Right.
But the instruction is to the parties, right? That's the way it usually works.
It's an instruction on the form.
Okay. So, 621308, are you familiar with that statute?
I need to look at it. It's within a part of the appeal statute, I believe.
Sure. Thank you. Pretty much like the statute?
Yes.
Okay, when you look at H and it says, when an appeal according to law is taken from a sentence or decree from the probate court, all proceedings in pursuance of the order, sentence or decree, appeal shall be ceased until judgment of the circuit court. Is that what H says?
It says when an appeal according to law is taken from any sentence or
He
decree
rereads
of the
it.
probate court, all proceedings in pursuance of the order, sentence, and decree appeal from shall cease until the judgment of the circuit court, court of appeals, or Supreme Court is had.
So what this is essentially saying that when something is appealed to the circuit court, the probate order is now ceased until it's heard by a circuit court. Is that correct?
That is a very general statement of what that process is.
Your Honor, this is the code. I've highlighted it for you for your reference. It's basically 62.3.1. You can look at H. I think it's fairly clear, Mr. Ferry, that it says the word cease until the circuit court hears this. Is there ambiguity in there to you?
Well, cease what? What process are you
The
suggesting should be ceased?
The order ceases. So that means it's no longer valid. Is that correct?
It's correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all right.
Mr. Jenkins.
It's correct. I appreciate it. Thank you. So now we're going to go to, didn't you file a motion to have, okay, Your Honor, that's going to be exhibit number B for the defendant. Didn't you file a motion to have this whole thing dismissed?
I filed a motion to have your appeal dismissed.
My appeal dismissed.
Wow. This guy.
And we heard that in front of Judge Price, am I right?
Right.
Do you remember the order that Judge Price handed down?
Judge Price, there was something posted on the court website that said the matter is stayed pending something from Judge Smith.
So as a lawyer, what does stay mean?
Stay means that the appeal does not proceed.
On the order or the appeal?
The appeal.
Okay. So Judge Price did not grant your motion. We can say that.
No, we can't. He didn't rule on my motion.
This guy is unbelievable, man.
Was that the order that was sent from Judge Price?
The matter is stayed pending an order from probate court.
Does that say your order was granted?
Does it say it was granted or denied?
So in order for you to grant someone's motion, you have to say that. Am I right?
I would think so.
Thank you. Okay, Your Honor, this is exhibit number C. Letter C, I'm sorry. You okay with that? So in essence, since this order, my motion was first filed in March of 2017 by the stamp in the order. On March 17, when my appeal was filed, this matter is stayed and or ceased. The order is stayed and or ceased. Am I correct?
I disagree with that.
Okay.
And you're forgetting the fact that your clients signed an agreement that agreed that the property
This
was...
guy.
We're just talking about the order, you said.
No, sir.
Sir, we're just talking about the
No,
order.
sir, that's confusing.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask that the testament please answer the question that I'm asking, not the question that he wants to testify to. Now, there was a hunting lease that you gave to the court. Did you give my client the same hunting lease?
Did I give your client? I haven't given your clients any leases.
Okay, so here, these are the leases that Bud Ferry gave to me and my sister after we were given these tickets for trespassing. These leases were not signed by anyone except for him, and those leases had one name at the top and somebody else's name at the bottom, except for the one for West Jarrell. Now, I want you to follow along with this because West Jarrell is going to testify next. Not today. I don't have time for him in this video, but he's going to testify next. But I need for you to listen very closely to these next few statements by my attorney, my questions by my attorney, and statements by Bud Ferry.
Does that lease look familiar, sir?
Yes, it's the same one, isn't it? No, this is from a different piece of property, but yeah.
Did you notice, is that lease signed?
This one is not. I have a copy of the signed one.
Here's another lease. Is that lease signed?
Signed? Yeah, it's signed.
Can you put the last page, please, sir? Do you see something where it says West Gerald? Do you see a signature there?
No, he didn't sign it, but the estate.
Okay.
So I signed it on behalf
Listen.
of the estate.
Okay,
Derek, you
so
heard him.
it's safe to say that I got this from my client, because there's no other way I would get my hands on this, right? So wouldn't it be safe to say that the deed that my client had didn't have West Gerald signing any place on it by exhibits? I think we're at D and E.
A contract is enforceable against the estate because the estate signed it.
No, sir.
But if it's not signed by the person who's supposed to have power, then how are we supposed to know who's in charge? Is that correct?
It doesn't matter who's in charge. What matters is it's enforceable against the estate because the estate signed it.
Your Honor, I would like to make one D and one E. Your Honor, we're going to rest. Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Okay, so right there, my attorney rests after you heard him mumbling and stumbling over what he could do, what he couldn't do. We had to stay. I don't know, just stuff that you are an attorney. You've been practicing for 30 years and you're claiming you have no idea what this is about. Stay tuned. In the next one, I'm going to show you, you're going to hear from West Jarrell. You're going to hear from the state, Lieutenant Craig Smith, questioning him. And then you'll hear my attorney cross-examine and then ask for a summary judgment, but you're going to see what happens next. Stay tuned. We'll be right back tomorrow. Peace. Thank you.